Good morning, team. Welcome to day 167 of the 5 a.m. Squat Club. Now, if you're done making excuses for why you're not achieving your goals, it's time. We're doing that together every morning, making progress, taking action, building up wins, building discipline. All there is to it is to join us. Live at 5 every day. All there is to it is press play. First thing, before we move our body, we're going to move our minds, change our thoughts. Because if we don't direct our thoughts, if we don't choose them, good luck. So first thing we do here every morning in the 5 a.m. Squat Clubs, we get into what we call our paleo squat or paleo chair. Feet are underneath the hips. If you feel like you're going to fall backwards, grab yourself a counterbalance, and we're going to spend about a minute here. And while we're here, we want to choose our first things that we say to ourselves in the morning. That can set us up for success. So first thing is, I am responsible. No excuses. Nobody's coming to do it for you. If you want something in your life, it's on you. Also, if something goes wrong, I'm going to take responsibility because I have control. I have responsibility. It's up to me. Next is, I will make time between stimulus and response. And that's just so that the people around me aren't getting the worst version. So that I'm proud of the response that they're getting because I'm taking a moment and also recognizing that I don't always need to be right and there's not a lot of value in forcing that. Next is, I have all I need to succeed today, and we'll focus on progress over perfection. Take a step. All you need is what you have today. Take that first step. And those steps add up and they compound over time. And then last is, I choose gratitude because life can be negative. You can see the things that are wrong. You can see the things that you don't have, the things that you want. And the more you focus on that, the more negative it is. But if you start to see the positive, and this is me talking to myself, there will be more of it. The more you look at it, the more you see it, the more there is of it. I am responsible. I will make time between stimulus and response. I have all I need to succeed, and will focus on progress over perfection. And I choose gratitude. And we start every day with those things, because the more times you say them, the more times you believe them, or the more you believe them, and then it becomes real. Oh, and I didn't put my chat in here this morning. Good morning, Jody. Good morning, Jason. Let me just do one thing here before we start moving. So first thing we're going to do is our burpees, because we got to get up. So the idea is we are getting up off the floor first thing here. 20 times. We're going to move at a pace that is comfortable. We're just aiming to start getting the blood flowing. So what we're looking at is hands on the floor. You can walk yourself down the rest of the way, walk yourself back up, and we're just celebrating the fact that we can get up. And over the course of about 20 of these, hopefully we'll start loosening up a little bit and be ready to go. What we've got today is a deadlift and pull-up EMOM. So every minute on the minute, we're going to do a little bit of pulling, maybe a little bit grippy this morning. And then afterwards, in our opportunity work section, we're going to do some single leg work, some balance with some hopping, I'm thinking. So, good for you for being here nice and early. Let's get her moving. Just nice and easy. Whatever pace feels okay for you right now. There's no right or wrong here. Just moving. Starting to find out where the body might be a little tight, where it might be feeling good. As you can see, I tend to get a little bit of a kind of a runner's lunge in here when I hop up. Take a sec. Open up the hip. You don't need to do that. But always celebrating. Always recognizing the fact that, hey, I'm putting in the work so that I have capacity to do these things. so that my life can be full of the activities that I want, and I'm not limited by my physical capacity to do them. And that's why we're here. We're also here for our mental health, because we believe that we're the person that can do whatever we set our minds to, because this morning obstacle that we get over every day is an example of that. You're teaching yourself that this challenge of getting up early in the morning and working out is doable, is something that you can handle, and is within your capacity. So that when other challenges come up throughout the day, you know already that if you want to face it, it's no big deal, because you know the challenges are within your capacity. All right, next piece. Good morning, Spencer. We're breathing already. Good morning, good morning. Thanks for showing up, guys. How we feeling? Jody, Jason, Spencer, how we doing? Okay, we'll go on to our next step of the warm-up. Give me some morning feedback here. Start with our knee raises. Good morning, Debbie. How we doing today, Debbie? We working out this morning? Deadlifts, pull-ups, and then some single leg work as our opportunity here this morning, Debbie. And Spencer, what kind of deadlift variation should we do? I was almost thinking doing a little deficit. Okay, from there we'll go good mornings. Sending the hips back, just a hinge. Whoops. Looking at moving around the hips, thinking about sending them back, keeping that torso upright. You're gonna feel a stretch through the hamstrings, glutes a little bit, squeeze them at the top. Then from there, we'll go to our single leg and prep for our work afterwards. So from there, just standing on one foot, and that's good enough if you want, if you find that challenging. Otherwise, drop the non-standing hip and then raise it. We're gonna get at least 10 reps of that. Just building some control in the standing leg, turning all the little rotational muscles on before we start loading it up. I'll check those comments in a sec here. Just keep warming. Other side if you haven't switched. Same idea. Whoa. Balance is waking up on that side. About 10. And then we'll go to our reverse lunges. Okay. So looking at a step back, aiming for a nice vertical shin, the front leg, nice evenly weighted foot, and then press up with both legs and bring them back together. Trying to keep that torso tall. And I like to think of almost pushing the hip back a little bit in the bottom there. I find I'll feel it a lot more in the hip versus the knee when I send the hips back a little more, when I send the femur into the hip. I don't know if that makes sense for you. Okay, a few more of these and then we'll be down in our, I'm gonna get that wrong again, happy baby. Happy baby, that's the one. I called it dead baby yesterday. Not quite as good. Okay, so what we're looking at here is on your back. Feet come up in the air, arms are gonna go in between the legs and then grab the outside of the foot. And you're thinking about rocking side to side a little bit. You can be thinking about pulling your knees down towards the floor. Feel that opening up the hips a little bit of hamstring pull. Spencer, you ever try this? I feel like I'd like to see this in your video, a little rocking around. hips up in the air. Might be entertaining for the viewers. Okay, from there, wow, get up into some air squats, and then one more round. So looking at feet underneath the shoulders, toes out slightly, and I'm sitting down as if I was sitting on my toilet, hips down and back, the feet flat on the floor. I'm not out in the toes, and I'm also not all the way back in the heels. Nice evenly distributed weight. And I'm gonna drive back up. Ideally hips below the knee at the bottom. Keeping the abs squeezed throughout. I'm going to a second round here. This knee is unhappy. Okay, back to standing knee raises or march. Let's go march this one. Nice. Wondering what that, I'm not sure I've done the deadlift pull-up combo before. Curious to see what that feels like on the grip, whether one really affects the other, or they both affect each other, I guess. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, back to our good morning. We're getting through it here. Getting ready. Move a little bit of load. Work on the pull-ups. A few more good mornings. What a good morning, right? Oh, I've got some clips afterwards. Megan's not here, but of the llamas today. I feel like I've been sharing a lot of cattle and the rams. So I've got a couple videos of the llamas today, and if we haven't seen them, they're interesting. They're some curious critters. All right, back to our single leg. So far the single leg balance is off this morning, but it is 5 after 5, so quarter after 5. The warm-up getting longer. It's not a bad thing. My wife was saying yesterday how she struggles to get a good warm-up in here when she comes in and works out, and you know, I guess partially that's because the kids are generally on her while she's working out. But she's been getting it in. So sometimes it's just, you know, choose movements that don't require as much warm-up, right? If you know you're limited for time. Let's go back to lunges. Then choose options that, you know, aren't super heavy or don't challenge your positions as much, and you can just get some intensity. So some days for her, that's going to be the key, as opposed to, you know, setting up the squat rack and loading that up when, you know, it takes her longer to get warmed up. I think she's a little more stiff than I am, and also she's a little more limited on time. So sometimes you just get it in, right? You get what you can. All right, one more time on the happy baby. Think about pulling the feet a little further back and then down this time. Just keep some tension on there. I feel a lot of tension in the low back on this one, which is good. Opening it up. You can press down, alternating. Right leg, whoa, too much. Left leg, you'll notice when you press down, you may rock a little bit, which is okay. I feel like I could spend a long time here. Well, the hamstrings are definitely working. Good for warming them up for our deadlifts. All right, and then one more set of squats, and then we'll start talking about that. Let's see if the knee feels better round 2. Nope. There's definitely some crankiness in there today. Was kind of bothered before those wall balls yesterday. Maybe we should have modified. All right. Let's talk about this next piece. About our workout. Debbie, good morning. How are you? I'm fantastic. How are you? Jody says, hey Spencer, Debbie, Jason. Debbie says, yes, of course. Fantastic. Jason says, leaving for Toronto for the week. Hotel workouts. Nice. Jason, you still gonna log in and do the workouts with us in your hotel? I would like that. There won't be anybody there, you know that. Debbie, hello Jody. Spencer says I was going to say deficits. That's what I did today. And then Spencer, that was part of P90X, maybe cool downs or yoga X. Are you talking about the happy baby? Is that what you mean? All right. So today's, stop it, Maple. Today's EMOM pull-ups, deadlifts. So we'll chat the pull-up first. And you'll notice if you're here often that I'm going to give options, right? So you don't need to do exactly what I do. What I say is, choose something that's challenging, that fits within your goals, right? Fits within what you're working on, and within your capacity. So, if you know that, just hanging is something that you need to improve on, then do that. If you know that, you've got a lot of, body weight pull-ups and you want to build a little more strength, then add some load and do them weighted. You could do negatives, you could do assisted, you could do jumping pull-ups. The options are up to you. I'm going to show a few, but you can, right, the options are yours. So if you don't have a pull-up bar, I'm going to just start saying get one. You can get a doorway one for $60 or so, and we use them pretty often. And there's a lot of versatility and a lot of value in one of those. So I'm going to suggest get a pull-up bar if you don't. And what we're looking at, I'm probably just going to do some regular pull-ups here. I may change it up actually. Each round may do chin-ups, pull-ups, neutral grip, whatever. But ideally what we're looking at is a full hang, right? Fully straight arms, relaxed shoulders, feet are off the ground. And then we're taking at least the chin / full head over top of the bar. Now, if that's not accessible unassisted, you could use a band if you have one. Just hang that over your bar, step into it and let it assist you. Or raise your floor, right? So stand on a chair or on some books or on bumpers or whatever, and then use your legs for assistance, right? So use as little as necessary to get the stimulus that you're looking for. Make them challenging, but not impossible. Other options. Yeah, you could just hang. You could go pull up, you could go chin up, you could add load, you can do little, small reps, big reps, whatever. Let me know before we start if you got questions or you want a modification or whatever. Movement number 2, and we will take a minute to warm this up, so don't worry. Movement number 2 is going to be our deadlift today. And that can be with a barbell or a dumbbell or with a kettlebell, whatever. So I'll give a quick demo with the dumbbell first. You can go horizontal, hinge at the hips, unlock the knees, stand, or you could go vertical, it doesn't matter. That one you can take it right to the floor if you want. But just thinking basically 2 pieces, hips, knees, hips. Trying to keep that nice neutral spine. And you can choose rep range as well, right? If you want to go a little more endurance, go with higher reps. If you want to go a little more strength, go heavier, less reps. And if you do have a barbell, same idea. We're thinking about hinging at the hips. Once you cross the knee, let the knees bend a little bit. But the goal is that this bar travels in a straight line the whole time. So if you can see from the side here, I'm not sending it out in front around the knees. I'm sending it straight down and straight up. The more straight line this moves, the lighter it feels. The more it gets away from you, the heavier it's going to be. So you could do that with a stick, with a barbell, with a dumbbell, with a kettlebell, with a sandbag, with a child, whatever. You're bringing something to the floor and then you're standing it up. Obviously super functional, necessary in life. So let's get it. We'll take a few minutes here now. Set up your pull-up bar. Set up your deadlift. If you're going heavy on the deadlift, make sure you take progressive warm-up sets. So I'm going to do 2 or 3 warm-ups here as I get up to something that's going to be, a working weight. So pull-ups, deadlifts, let's start setting up. If you've already done that, don't forget to like the video. There's 6. That's not bad. Not bad so far. 6 likes. Subscribe if you haven't. Share. Pulsing Iron says, hi Adam, have a good one. Good morning, Pulsing Iron. Good morning, Max. All right, and we said deficit, so what, like a 45, Spencer? What is, I've got some high temp for maybe 35. Maybe I'll just go here since this is my first deficit deadlift in a long time. We'll go with the 35. You see that? It's like 2.5 inches, 3 inches maybe. Okay, so we're warming up. Remember, start light. Do a few reps. Feel it out. Add weight as you go. This is not flat surface. This might not feel good. Oh well. Oh, that's slow. The feet are also very close together. Not gonna go crazy heavy on that. Interesting. I like it. All right. It's 10s. Look at my new 10s. They're so greasy. I'll get there. A couple more warm-up sets. There should be something harder I can stand on here. Another couple minutes here, team. You can grab water. Blow your nose. Do what you got to do here. It's going to take a minute. And also feel free to load up. Feel free to choose something heavy if you want today. And obviously, if you're going to do that, you want to take a little bit of time to get there and not just go straight to that, as we are talking about with my wife there. If you're going to load it up, take the time to warm it up. Uh-oh. Fall. Woo. Be nice to have a deadlift jack. Get this thing off the ground. These huge weights I got. And you can think about increasing throughout those 5 rounds if you want. You don't necessarily have to start at the same weight that you're going to finish at. Wow. It's a narrow stance, eh? All right. I think maybe we'll start here. We can always go up if I feel like I have time. It's possible I kind of always do the same weights here, isn't it? All right. 525. Not too bad. All right, I'm close. A little chalk. All right, what are we saying here? Spencer. Yeah, that's when I did those happy baby move. Often got a nice adjustment on them. Yeah, right. Jody, my left knee is very tender, sore, and cranky. This combo works well for me today. Yeah, ditto, right? Jody, hi, Pulsing Iron. Pulsing Iron, leave some likes, everybody. Appreciate that, Max. And Pulsing Iron says, hi, Jody. We got 7 likes. That's not bad. I know, Max, you're getting 200 or so per session, but hey, one day at a time, right? One day at a time. Okay. Let's do it. Let's do this. Ooh.
I feel like I'm
Already. Losing my mind, haven't even started. Okay, team. Pull-ups, the first one. And then the deadlift. As I always say, you can choose higher reps for a little more endurance, a little more cardio if you want. Lower reps for a little more strength. So, you know, I might play with 5 on here. I might do 5 and 5. I guess we'll see. Increase the load maybe as we go. Megan, good morning, team. Just finished class. Hope everyone is having a great Tuesday. We are. I hope you are as well. Megan, stick around. I know you like cattle, but I've got some llama clips for you for today at the end. Curious llamas. If you don't know llamas, this might be that might be what you want to add to your farm someday, Megan. Just see, they're very interesting critters. All right, we're doing it. 10 minutes. Make sure we're on there. Yep. Let's do this. Pull-ups are first. Music. Pulsing Iron says, enjoy the journey, Adam. Used to get 5 to 20 for a few months. It's all about showing up. We're doing it. Also says, hi, Megan. Fantastic. Fantastic. All right, team. Music's on. Internet is slow. Come on, internet.
There's no mercy in this world, just hunger thirsty persons in different versions.
Okay. All right, we're back to breathing. Let's do this. See me over there? Perfect. All right. 10 seconds, team. Pull up first. Let's do it. 5, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. It's like a slow descent. Speed on the way up. Produce some power. Boom, boom, Max. Boom, boom. There we go. Not as boom, boom as yours. Not as easy. Here we are. All right. Looking forward to this deficit deadlift. Curious.
The end of the song. Next time you'll sing along. Trust me, there's nothing wrong. I just need to carry on, cause
Megan, Llama Drama. Yeah, they are interesting. Spencer says, congrats on 600 subs. Thanks, Spencer. Seems to have slowed down recently, but that's okay. The watch hours are consistent. 5, 3, 2, 1. There we go. So yeah, I normally prefer a touch and go rep, but I think for today we'll go with that dead stop. I think I probably need more of that. So as I'm doing, you can always modify, change it up based on how you feel. I know that's something I need to work on, so we'll go with that. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. I'm losing it, the losing fits, I'm losing shit, a stupid myth. You choose to live or choose to dip, you choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Everybody in the world blind. Please Lord, give me a sign. Alright. Feels good. You know, if I want to go with a hook grip on here, save the grip a little bit, maybe a mix. Feel that forearm. Tennis elbow. All that tennis. Jeez. 15 seconds.
the curtain and you'll see the different vermin. We all
10.
have different burdens that all seem to cause disturbance. Yo, do me a favor, don't treat me
5,
like a neighbor. Don't need the different
3,
flavors of your
2,
problems just to savor.
1.
I've got my own issues, I need a comb to get through. Don't need to groan with you, just go get your own tissue. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
No better.
That's it, the end of the song. Next time you sing along, trust me, there's nothing wrong. I just need
20
to carry
seconds.
on, 'cause society's a myth put there to make you
Getting warm
sick.
for sure.
Listen to what they give, don't ask questions, shut your lid. Yeah, don't ask questions, shut your lid. I need to run away from this and go get off the grid. Feel like my
5,
brain is overloaded, man, I'm
3,
losing it.
2,
Don't let them tell you
1.
what to do, man, they don't know shit. Feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind?
No, get off of there.
Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
30 seconds.
I feel like I'm losing my mind.
I know if you're watching, it doesn't look like a lot of work, but we're working. We are working.
I wanna be the greatest. Everybody
Sometimes the EMOMs are harder than the M-RAPs. I mean, yesterday was a little high intensity, but oftentimes his EMOMs are just as cardio. 5, 3, 2, 1.
I'm losing it, the noose it fits, I'm losing shit, a stupid myth. You choose to live or choose to dip, you choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind?
Stand on my pedestal.
Please, Lord,
Can't even see it.
There's no mercy in this world, just
20 seconds.
persons in different versions. Each new update, that shit worsens. Why? Pull back the curtain and you'll see the different vermin. We all
10.
have different burdens that all seem to cause disturbance. Yo, do
ready,
me
cool.
a favor, don't treat me
5,
like a neighbor. Don't need the
3,
different flavors of your
2,
problems just to savor.
1.
I've got my own issues, I need a comb to get through. Don't need to groan with you, just go get your own tissue. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind.
Woo.
Everybody in the world
3 to go, team.
please, Lord, give me a sign.
2 more sets of deadlifts. Only one more set of pull-ups.
End of the song. Next time you
Easy
sing
day.
along. Trust me, there's nothing wrong. I just need to carry on, 'cause society's a myth put there to make you sit. Listen to
15.
what they give. Don't ask questions, shut your lid. Yeah, don't ask questions, shut your lid.
10.
I need to run away from this and go get off the grid. Feel like my
5,
brain is overloaded, man, I'm losing
3,
it. Don't
2,
let them tell you what to do,
1.
man, they don't know shit. Feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I wanna be the
15.
greatest. Everybody on the face,
Last set of pull-ups.
everybody the fake is. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when
5.
I'm playing. Sold out shows for 1,000 faces.
Breath. 3, 2,
Give me that
1.
crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the noose it fits, some losing shit, a stupid myth. You choose to live or choose to dip, you choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift. Oh. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
Whoa. Whoa.
I feel like I'm losing my mind.
Ooh.
Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me
Last set. Last set, best set.
There's no mercy in this world, just hunger thirsty persons in different versions.
You guys are killing it, team. Keep it up. Almost there. That's done great. 10. Let me get a better platform here. 3, 2, 1. Last set.
I need a comb to get through. Don't need to groan with you. Just go get your own tissue. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. That's it, the end of the song. Next time you'll sing along. Trust me, there's nothing wrong. I just need to carry on, cause society's a myth put there to make you sit. Listen to what they give. Don't ask questions, shut your lid.
Woo.
Yeah, don't ask questions, shut your lid.
Great job, team.
Away from this and go get off the grid. Feel like my brain is overloaded, man. I'm losing it. Don't let them tell you what to do, man. They don't know.
Great job. Great job. Take a minute. Walk around, catch your breath. We'll breathe here for a sec. Whew. Great job. Great work. Don't run away though. Take a minute, catch your breath, tidy up, and then we'll do our single leg balance and hopping and squatting depending on what you choose. Single leg work. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Like I already lost it. Oh, it's a nice noise, right? That's not loud for you guys. He's got to stack up perfectly so that the barbell goes through them after. Guess we could use some music here. Uh-oh. Is that better? Sorry. Is that okay on the mic? I don't know if I need a new mic or something. Can you give me a check there? Is that better? Better. Mic check. Oh, you know what? I can put the monitor on here. Let's do this. Just give me a sec. Check. Doesn't sound staticky to me. There, Megan says good, thanks. Okay. All right, let's talk about this second stuff. Do I have it on there? Oops. Okay. So for today's opportunity work, we got single leg stuff. Now you got lots of options for this one, just depending on, you know, what you need most. You may notice that just standing on one foot, especially on one of your two legs, is challenging, or more challenging at least than the other side. So option one would just be, so we're gonna go every minute on the minute for 10, kind of like we normally do. You could go, okay, good to know. Jody says good. I think from taking your shirt off, it went crazy. Okay, I'll just keep that in mind. So option one, stand on one foot. You could try to go the whole minute on one foot, and then the next minute switch. Oh, geez, I just got tired. Within that, you could hop just vertically. You can go horizontally over a line. You can go backwards, forwards. But basically, that's your next step. So you can hold for the minute, or make it more challenging, do a little hopping. If you really wanted to, you could make this a squat. I'm personally not going to do a squat today, especially because my right knee is a little unhappy. But you could turn that into a pistol squat if you wanted to. You could even set up a chair and say squat to the chair and then stand. But I think personally, I'm just going to make this a balance day. And I might even bring out a small little bumper plate and do some hops on there as well, if the balance feels pretty good. So choose some options here. Let me know if you got any questions, if you want to try something different. Right, if you want something else, and we'll get her going. You're likely going to notice that one side is better than the other, as we've been kind of chatting about a little bit. If you don't know which one it is, you can look at your feet and you'll likely notice that one's got a better arch than the other. Likely the one with the worst arch is the one that needs more attention, more time, whatever you want to call it, more hopping. So for me, it's this right side. So I may even aim to do, you know, more of the minute on the right side, and then the minute that I'm on the left, just do, you know, half or 40 seconds or something. All right, so let's do this. Shouldn't be super high intensity, but you will find that you'll get some burn happening in the hip, maybe in the ankle. Yeah, I think that's pretty simple. We got good options there. Single leg work, ready? 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna go right. Actually, first minute, I'm just gonna stand. We'll increase it as we go. I'll just see what that feels like doing it for a minute. I know it seems pretty simple. You might be surprised at how long a minute feels if you're not used to this. And you could always do some like hinging. I just don't want to lose balance here. But feel free to, you know, move the other leg around. That's 30. I definitely start to feel that in my glutes. If you need to hop around for balance, do so. Try to dance if you want on that one foot, as long as you don't lose it. Try to spread the toes if you can. You guys wearing shoes, by the way? Anybody working out at home with shoes on? 10. Oh, that starts burning. I might just alternate feet here. This might be it. 5, 3, 2, 1. Switch sides.
Never gonna look back, 'cause damn, I was built to last. You move slow and I move fast,
It's probably pretty boring to watch. Should talk about something while we do it. I think what we did yesterday. Oh yeah, we made progress on the fence yesterday. I don't have any videos of that, but this is pretty rare. The whole crew, all my girls came out and helped me build a little fence yesterday. So we've got at least, well, we've got one section of fence around that field that has all of its wire in. Jason, you can think about that. You know what I'm talking about. We've got all the wire in on the 5, 3, 2, 1, switch sides. Along the strip of fence that's along the road, or closest to the road, all the wires in. And maybe by this time next year, that fence will be finished. I'm gonna maybe hop a little bit, just do a few hops. Ease into the hop, maybe. Might be at least a little more entertaining. Oh, that burns though. 30. Maple. What are you doing over there? Yeah, I don't trust that. Oh, I don't know if I want this either. Let's make this more challenging. 15. 10. Maple, stop it. Stop. 5. Jody, your dog's licking you. 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. Wow, that really burns. I know this is doesn't feel like CrossFit if you're coming from the CrossFit world, but this will improve your hip control, which will extend to other movements. So it may seem silly, but it's not. It looks silly though. Maple, stop. Stop. Maple. Keep my dog. 20 seconds. Keep it up. Maple. 15. Oh. 10. 5. 3. 2. 1. Switch. Wow. This is harder than expected. We'll be halfway after this one. Maple. And things over. Barefoot, using my balance board for this one leg. Oh, okay. Can you do the whole minute, excuse me, on a single leg on the balance board, Jody? I wonder about the balance board. I remember there was a time, 15 seconds, and you can actually find some Greg Glassman talks about this, 10 seconds, about the validity. 3, 2, 1, switch. Of, we used to do a lot of, before CrossFit at least, I was working at the police college and we would do balance on like the Bosu balls or even the full stability balls, and we'd do different exercises on there. And then I remember hearing something Greg Glassman said, being like, just because you're doing a curl on a stability ball doesn't make it a functional movement. And this whole idea of like, when are you actually on a surface like that? So, interesting thought, because it definitely works those stabilizing muscles more if you're on something unstable, but is that creating transferable stability on a stable surface? I don't know. It's something interesting to think about. 15. I remember back then you'd be like, hey, I'm doing curls on the Bosu ball and therefore it's a functional movement. It's like, well, not really. 3, 2, 1. 2 more of each. So I'm going to try some of these jumps here.
Only I can make a change. Slowly take a step today. I will never be the same, 'cause that's what it takes.
30. Wow.
I take shots to the top, I'll get it. I got one life, I'ma do all
Whoa, man, it's burning.
what's right. Push until I
10.
fall, I'm slipping to get back up. Always stand tall, I'm grinning. I got cuts real deep.
The calf is going too. Holy. 5.
My head, my heart, I've been chewed up, spit out, torn apart. Picking up all the pieces in the
Rich.
form of art.
Wow.
Never gonna look
That's
back,
real.
'cause damn, I was built to last.
Ooh, the calf. Whoa.
Slow when I move fast, and that's fact.
More of those.
Only I can make a change. Slowly take a step today. I will never be the same, 'cause that's what it takes.
$30. Wow. It burns. This is surprising. Maple. 10. Whoa. 3, 2, 1. Switch. Last set per side here. One more per side. I can rebound him. Whoa. I don't think that's as good, the fast ones. Just jacks up the heart rate more.
I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it. Fuse like a magnet, lose won't have
This
it
is
till I'm
definitely
thrown
harder,
in
the
a casket.
slower
I'm
jumps.
playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shoot tastes sour, you should taste mine.
No,
I'ma
once it's
stay
warmed
in
up,
power for
it's
a
hard.
long time. Get up, I ain't a quitter.
15.
Ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'm a
5.
fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back better than last. Yeah,
Switch.
you know me, never gonna
Last one.
never gonna look back. 'Cause damn, I was built to last. You move slow and I move fast, and that's facts. Only I can make a change.
Woo.
Slowly take a step
10.
today. I will never be the same, 'cause that's what it takes.
$30.
I take shots to the top, I'll get it. I got one life, I'ma do all to win it. I do what's right, push until I fall. I'm slipping to get back up, always stand tall, I'm grinning. I got cuts real deep, big bruises.
10.
I had to learn how to think with my head, my heart. I've been chewed up, spit out, torn apart. But picking up all the pieces is a form of art.
3,
Never
2,
gonna look back,
1.
'cause damn, I was built to last. You move slow and
Oh, great job, team.
and that's facts. Only I can make a change.
Walk it out a little bit. Those are.
Today, I will never be the same.
That was different.
That's what it takes.
Okay. Ooh, hips are feeling a little bit on. Let's start here. Just sitting on your butt, legs straight out in front. You can't see me on that screen there. Hopefully your dog doesn't come and help with the showering. Let's see here. Jody says, my dog's re-swiping each other's bones. What do you got here? It's tick season, team. Check your dogs. although she does not like being checked, but sorry. Maple, you're not helping here. Jody says my dogs re-swiping each other from each other. Oh, there's bones from each other, which are identical, by the way. So funny, yeah. Dogs are silly. What is this, Maple? Holy scab. She had a couple ticks that I guess we missed, and like they're just ugly scabs that she's, you know, ripped off the tick or something. Oh, poor girl. Oh, well. Okay. Spencer, I think the balance demands are so different. There's not a carryover. Stabilizers are just the working muscles toggling on and off a bunch of times as needed. Yeah. Are you talking about, you're talking about like unstable surfaces again, right? Like working on a Bosu ball or a stability ball or something? I think that's what you're saying. Oh, it's a stinky dog, eh? Okay, so we'll hang out here for a minute. Maybe do a little calf stretch as well. And then we'll get moving. So maybe while we're hanging out here, Megan, you still there? Ready for some clips? Holy scabs on this dog. Poor doggy. Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay, so we'll hang out here. Your goal is, with a neutral spine, trying to kind of hinge the chest forward a little bit. Jody says, Spencer, I imagine if you did a regular pull-up, you'd fly right over the bar into the air without all that weight belt. Yeah, exactly. But that's the goal, right, Jody? You get so strong that the like unloaded things just become so easy. Okay, well, I guess that helps a little bit. Oh, except you're pinching my leg with your claw there. Okay, let's see what we got here video-wise. Megan is here. She's ready. I like it. Look at this dog. What are you doing, dog? What are you doing? Okay. Let's see what's first here. Maple. Here. We'll just watch this one first. This is just the sheep. Well, there's the llamas as well, but the next ones are a little bit funnier, I think. So you can see this is the crew. This is the ladies. I know I don't show them a whole lot. We've been seeing the cows and the rams, but these are the moms and daughters, I guess. Some of those are born this year. You can see the shorter ones. And then in December, probably mid-December, sorry, I was trying to read a message there. I'll get there in a second. The boys in December will sort out the best looking boys, and then they'll go in and join this crew for the winter, and they'll make babies. And hopefully in the spring we'll do a better job with them, and we'll have, I mean, there's about 30 moms there. It would be nice to have 50 lambs in the spring. That would be the goal. We were, I don't know, probably in the 30 this year, but we lost 10 of them. Not a good day. I'll show you the other ones. The other ones are funnier. Look at this guy. They are interesting critters, those ones. I think this is maybe the better of the two. All right, and so they're here. Oops. Whoopsie whoops. Just a moment. I'm getting better with this. At least I know how to fix it. All right. So here are the dudes. The white one is Leandro. And then the brown and white one, not him. He's got the good teeth. You can tell his teeth. He's got real nice teeth. And then Braulio is the brown and white one there. He's got funny teeth. He's also got a blue eye. It's very strange that we have llamas. You know, growing up in the city, like just playing sports and, you know, going to my friends' houses and not living on a farm. Like, I never had any thought that we would own llamas. It's a very strange thing. I mean, like, they're super uncommon around here anyways, like, but we have llamas, and you can see they're pretty curious. Like, the sheep don't come up and check you out, but these guys, they sure do. And they're oftentimes, like, you can't tell. Like, they're very strange. Their eyes are confused. You don't know what they're thinking. And like whenever new people come over, they're like, should I trust this thing? Like, should I get close? This is basically the same video that I took earlier on. But that's how they tell each other off. They basically do this like head up thing, and they start to pull up bile. Maple, easy. And then supposedly they spit it. I mean, people talk about, hey, do your llamas spit? I mean, it's like rubbing up against me. They're curious critters. But I have not been spat on, by the way. Everybody talks about llamas spit. But as you can see, like, he's like right up in my ear. So that's the whole idea of them, being guardians, is just they're curious. So like if a predator came up to the sheep, the llamas go right up to them and they're just in their face. They're just like, hey, what are you? And I think a coyote, for the most part, is going to be persuaded to maybe seek out a different meal just because, something easier, basically. So look at this thing. You can see this upside down dog. You're an upside down dog. All right. So let's do, I was going to say let's do another stretch, but this is not it. This is not the stretch. This is not helpful at all. Gross. Stop it. Stop in my mouth. All right, Jody. Oh, I asked earlier about your thoughts on CBD cream, coach. Like, are we talking about... Okay, Maple, off. Let's talk about that. CBD cream. So I don't have much experience with CBD cream, but I'm assuming the idea is it's just like a topical whatnot. I'm definitely not the expert. This is probably not I'm probably not the person to ask. I'm not sure I believe so much in topicals at all. People put on Tiger Balm and whatnot, and like I don't know. I mean, it's, in my opinion, it's definitely not the you're definitely not addressing the root cause, right? If anything, it's a band-aid, and that's only if it's not just a placebo. So I'm not an expert on exactly what they're doing in there. Like I am a THC guy. I'm not doing it, specifically for pain reduction or anything. So, on that note, I do believe in the, the cannabis plant, but whether topical pain relievers are something that I understand or believe in, that's up in the air, let's say. So that's not necessarily a good answer for you, but, I would always aim to, reduce inflammation through our diet as much as we can. And I know, Jody, you're on that game already. So, if you're already doing all those things, then there's nothing wrong with trying something like that. Like for me, if the option was trying like an NSAID, how do you pronounce that? Non-steroidal anti-inflammatory, like I wouldn't go that route, right? Like I would probably try something topical over that. But either way, I would always lean towards, trying to address the root cause. Like, why am I inflamed? Why are my joints sore? What am I doing environmentally, through my diet or through my habits that are not supporting, reducing inflammation or oxidation or whatever it is that's ailing us. Jody says, that's my thought too. I need to rest it. Rest it or test it? Or is that just a thought that you wanted to put to rest? Is that what you mean? Right. Okay. I think we did pretty darn good this morning. So, the last step is to do your work, do your homework. Surprise, Megan, you weren't interested in the llamas. They don't do it for you. The cows are where it's at. No thoughts on the llamas. I'm surprised. So, before you run away, though, homework time. Right? It is 5 after 6. We made pretty good time this morning, considering it's a long warm-up. What you got to do now is make progress towards your goals. Let's do the game. Let's play the game here. Let's do the perfect day exercise. Megan says, have you considered emus? I haven't. The llama. So technically the llamas have a job. They're here for a reason. Their goal is, I think I mentioned it, they're for protection for the sheep. Emus, I don't know if they have a role. Yeah, I've seen emus at some farms, but I don't know really what the use of them is aside from like looking interesting and being funny. I guess you could either get an ostrich as well. Like they're pretty similar, but I'm not. So I'm in this place where like if you're going to be here as a critter, like you better have a job. So, you know, someday my daughter would likely want a horse, and I have this much interest in that. You know, they're just their work. They don't necessarily pay back to the farm. They don't really have a job. So yeah, I maybe at some point we have, you know, critters just for fun, but I'm definitely not at a place where I have time to care for critters that don't have a role, that don't have a job. Jody says, rest my knee. Yeah, you're talking about the topical cream for the knee. I get you. Yeah, I mean, there could be more to it than that, obviously. It could be that there's some tracking issues, and as a result, like, you know, there's some wear and tear that's happening faster than it should. You know, that's why maybe some sort of gait assessment or, you know, any kind of analysis of how we're moving, how we're bearing weight, how we're squatting. Because as I'm saying, you know, that movement could be slightly off, and it's just going to grind down on the joints a little bit faster than it would if the movement patterns were, you know, perfect, and whatever perfect means, right? Megan, they're just dinos, they are. I mean, we have chickens though, and chickens are just as much dinosaurs as emus, I guess. I mean, I think they say that chickens are the closest relative to dinosaurs that still exist. And then, yeah, the horse is to herd cattle. Yeah, I mean, we only have 100 acres. There's not a whole lot of herding that needs to be done, especially since I always have the animals kind of packed into a small spot. So moving them is pretty simple. That's why really like Maple hasn't been trained. It's because there's no real herding that needs to happen here. And realistically, like if I was gonna herd anybody, it would be with a dog. I don't want to be on a horse. That's not my background. I don't know. I mean, I say that now, right? I've definitely changed my mind in the past, but currently horses are not on my radar. So if my daughter wants one, she's definitely going to have to pay for it and train it and, you know, clean up its poop and whatever. Okay, we're going to do our perfect day exercise. We're going to do that here still. So this whole 5 a.m. squat club was built out of, you know, me getting to a place where I was stuck, wasn't making any progress, was, you know, in essence moving backwards away from my goals, away from the life that I wanted, and decided that was enough. So what was started here was this exercise, but what happens after the exercise is almost more important, right? So we make sure that I've got time enough to get up early, work out, but then also enough time, you know, before my kids, before my family wakes up, to do something that moves me towards my goals. Because what I've found is that if you don't carve it out, it's not going to happen, right? There's no way that your goals are just going to be achieved. You're not going to find time. It's not going to come to you. You know, if you're waiting for the right time to start a thing, it's yesterday, right? It's now. It's start making progress every day. And, you know, you don't end up looking back a year later saying, shit, I wish I would have started. If you don't know what that thing is, right? If you're feeling stuck, but you don't know where you're supposed to go, you know, maybe it's a perfect day exercise. Maybe what you need to do is close your eyes and picture, what does my ideal life look like? You know, when do I wake up? Where am I? What does it smell like? Who am I with? What are the first things that I do? What happens during my day? What kind of flexibility and freedom do I have? Do I need to work? Do I want to work? Do I want to pursue a passion project, a hobby? What does that life look like? And then what you need to do is just step it back and just work out the step. And it's often going to be one single thing that, if done over and over again, will build up towards that thing. And if you're not sure what that thing is, but you see the picture, all you need to do is, there's many ways to do this, but the way that I go about it is the theme from the One Thing book is using the focusing question. And the focusing question is, what is the one thing or one decision that I can do now that by doing so makes all the other actions or decisions easier or unnecessary? Meaning, for example, if my perfect day involves, a little more health, right? If I'm I'm overweight, I'm sick, I'm not sleeping, I'm not eating, I'm probably eating if I'm overweight, but my health is bad, right? And I'm thinking about, hey, what's the one thing that I could do that's going to make this all better? And the options are like, start running 10K a day. The options are, play an hour less of video games. They might be buy a dog. There's all these options that you could choose, but there's one option that's going to make the biggest difference, and it's going to be change what I'm eating, right? And if I change what I'm eating, it's going to make exercise easier. It's going to make sleep easier. It's going to make my body feel better. It's going to make all those other decisions unnecessary because it narrows my focus and moves me towards that thing faster. And as I move towards that thing, those other things either happen on their own or you recognize that they were unnecessary in order to reach that goal. So seeing that picture in your head first as the perfect day, and then just breaking it down to what's the one thing that if I do over and over and over again, it's going to get me to that goal. So I know I talk about this a lot every day and nobody comments on it, but this is the most important piece. We got 10 likes. Good job, guys. You can be the fittest person around and hate your life, right? You can make maple. You can be strong as hell and look back on your life and realize, why didn't I do that thing? Why didn't I spend more time? Why didn't I build that dream business? Why didn't I quit my 9-to-5 that I hate? Whatever it is, like the way that I look at it is, a lot of the people that I see at the gym, the workout is like the best hour of their day. It's the only time that they're doing something for themselves. And in my opinion, like, that's a waste of your life. I'm not saying don't go and exercise. Obviously, I believe in that. But make your life what you want it. Don't live 24 hours so that you can enjoy one. It's like the idea of working for the weekend, right? I'm going to trade. Listen to this. This just blows my mind. For 40 years of my life, I'm going to trade 5 days for 2. Think about that, right? Like, if you don't enjoy what you do during the week, like that's a huge portion of your life. 5 out of 7 days that you don't like so that you can have 2 off. Just thinking about it, man. Think about it. Georgia, 11 likes. Thanks, Georgia. Welcome. Thanks for showing up. How was you back from the cottage, Georgia? How was it? You get some workouts in there or what? Or just spending time with the crew? Saw a cute photo of the little boy and a pumpkin. Very cute. All right, let's start shutting her down here today. Spencer, my eyes are closing. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Have a great day. Thanks so much, Spencer. Go check out Spencer's 6-minute step-ups, or I guess 6.5, because 13 total. It was neat. So if you guys are here, you might enjoy this. This is the most, I think the most cardio you'll see from Spencer. So I think that was yesterday's video. There were 2 sets of 40 single leg step-ups. Very entertaining to watch. So there was actually I think some heavy breathing there. So it was nice. Go check that out. Jody says, bye Spencer. Georgia says, yep, it was great. Got some good runs and a gym session. Do you have a gym, like a garage gym there at the cottage? That's pretty sweet. Okay. Let's see here. Jody says, could be rucking 10K. That's instead of, what are we saying here? How do we get there? You don't, but Jody, you just ruck on Sundays, right? You're not getting another ruck in today, or was that yesterday? I'm losing track of all your extra fitness. Megan, until she wants to be a barrel racer. Are you talking about my kids, Megan? I hope my kids do mutton busting. Oh, let's see if we can find a video. Anybody ever seen mutton busting? That's the bee's knees. That's hilarious. You put a helmet on your kid and you strap them on a sheep backwards, and they basically like try to hold onto the sheep while it runs away. Trending live TV. Liked, sharing your video. Thanks. Join us in the morning. We work out here live every day. Georgia says, nope, just good life, lol. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that, right? You get it in when you get it in. Georgia, you're a great example of discipline and consistency, right? Just that's like the theme here. It doesn't need to be perfect. It doesn't need to achieve the big goal all at once. It's just getting in the reps and being consistent and disciplined, and that's the only way to get to your results and your goals anyways. Training Live TV says, from Buddha of Destiny Namaste community. She's the best, eh? She's got a serious community going on there. You guys are awesome in that world. Jody says, yes, one ruck on Sunday. That may be the cause of the knee tweak. Oh, interesting. Did you feel it during, Jody, or do you feel it while you're rucking? And if so, I wonder if there's if there's a substitution for a couple weeks just until it starts feeling better. I guess it depends if that's the thing bothering it. I mean, it might be a good idea to just put a pause on that, sub out, maybe choose another area of opportunity, something that you want to put a little bit more work into and spend some time on there just while the knee starts to feel better. But keep me updated on that because you don't want to work through that pain, right? Ideally, that gets more and more comfortable and not vice versa. I'm in that same boat. I'm going to keep an eye on this knee, and hopefully you'll see a couple options or a couple examples of days where we've got something programmed that, I might modify because it just doesn't feel good. And if I want to continue training consistently long term, we got to be smart about it. Trending Live TV, hashtag Buddha of Destiny and Trending Live TV love. Yeah, they got some serious hashtags and some great community following over there. Love it. Georgia, right back at you, coach. Awesome, you're the best. And then Morale, is this our first check-in live? Morning, gonna restart the video and get this done. Attaboy. Attaboy. Jody says, yes, gonna rest this Sunday. Good. Let me know on Sunday if you want some other options. We can always chat about that on Sunday as well. Trending Live TV, shared on community. Awesome. Okay, so that's how it works. You guys share them within the community, and then other people there can find it and show up. I like it. Newly connected salute, sir. I like it. Thank you very much for showing up. As I say, we are here every morning at 5 a.m. Different workout every day, based on functional fitness. We constantly vary it, always trying to get some intensity. And then we get a little bit of extra work afterwards. Sometimes it's some balance work like today. Sometimes it's some heavier work like some squatting or weightlifting. But we change it up every day so that the body's always having to adapt, always having to improve. Plus, it creates a well-balanced fitness, right? I want to be good at everything, not specifically the best at anything, because if I do that, then I'm probably going to be weak at a bunch of stuff, but I want to be pretty much good at everything. So we change it up. We make sure that we're using functional movements, and it leads to a well-balanced, broad, general, inclusive fitness. So hopefully you join us for some workouts as well sometime, Trending Live TV there. That would be fantastic. Jody says, great to see new folks here. Welcome. Yeah. We love seeing new people. This is the way to build discipline and be consistent. No excuse. We're here every day with you. On that note, let's check tomorrow real quick. See what we got coming up. Tomorrow, Wednesday, I think is our heavy slow day, isn't it? Which might be front squats. Yeah. So we've got some weighted push-ups. I think I'm going to wear a weight vest tomorrow for the push-ups. and then some dumbbell bent over rows, and then our opportunity work is going to be in every 90 seconds for 7 sets, 3 front squats. So similar to last week's back squats, but we're going on the front rack tomorrow. And obviously don't worry if you don't know those movements, or that sounds too elevated. There will be scaling options and modifications available for any fitness level. So I hope to see you guys all tomorrow, Wednesday, and make sure that you've liked. If you could share, that would be amazing. And join us on school. It's I'm being a little bit quiet there recently, but let's build up that community and start getting busy on there. So thank you so much for showing up, everybody. Jody, Jason, Morali, Georgia, Megan, Trending Live TV. Spencer, obviously you're gone, but you guys are awesome. Have yourselves a great Tuesday. Be grateful, and remember, you're responsible. I'm responsible. Make the life you